It's been inspiring seeing how our neighbors create more access to nutritious, local food, as well as making pathways for food justice in Colorado. Now we turn our minds to solutions and how we can get plugged in.
Just because you don't personally see hunger doesn't mean you're not surrounded by it.
Root causes just look like cost of living, and that number one price tag is housing.
Like, I've worked salaried positions making a very livable income, or like what it's supposed to be, and like a one-bedroom apartment's prohibitively expensive. Like, cost of living, like, that's a huge one for me.
Just paying to live somewhere. And so as we continue to see prices go up, that is the challenge.
Reimagining the problem of food insecurity in Denver by seeing it as a problem affecting families and at-risk individuals, there are so many things we can do to support our community to make food sovereignty a reality. When you read passages like Matthew 25, "I was hungry and you gave me something to eat," what do you think Jesus is asking the church to do today?
Individuals at the center of any action or inaction should be the ones informing the conversation around what it means to go forward in a meaningful way.
How can Denver's churches and faith communities play a greater role in closing the gap between our city's families and accessing healthy, fresh, abundant food?
One of the things that I think was exciting about Metro Caring from the first time I visited was the space that was maintained for direct community collaboration on kind of how things happened at Metro Caring. For example, on the nutrition team, there's a lot of space for individuals to bring their insights, their lived experiences, and their wisdom into the conversation about what is good food and how best to kind of like approach questions of health and wellness and food choice.
How can you, as an individual or group, get involved in food sustainability?
Different cities represent different forward-thinking thoughts in food justice, in anti-hunger. And so I think Denver has an interesting opportunity to be a place to pilot new ideas out of necessity and prove that they can be scaled and implemented in other areas. It's because the more that businesses are locally owned, the more voice people have as far as making sure that those businesses reflect the values, the ecological values, the social values of that community. And then also the more likely that money is going to stay in the community. And if you shop at a national or international chain, that money is probably going to go straight out of your community. But if you are able to purchase from a locally owned small business owner or entrepreneur, that person is likely going to keep spending that money in the community. The idea that hunger starts in the community rather than is engineered in communities is something that is, I think, part of the root cause work of how we view and approach anti-hunger work.
Thank you for joining us for this series and to all of our partners in the making of these videos.